Okay, got this question from a gym owner. I've got 200 members. Why am I still stuck at the same revenue? Well, the couple of things to look at here. I don't know the business details, but I'm going to go into some factors that it could be. Referrals. I want to talk about referrals, right? Because if you've got to 200 members in your facility, in your coaching program, then there's a good chance you're good at what you do. There's a good chance you know what you're doing. There's a community within your service, and people are telling people how good it is. Now, what got you here won't get you to the next phase. And I always feel that people who are too reliant on referrals, to put it simply, your friends only have so many friends. Your clients only have so many friends, and your clients only have so many family members. So you have to consider the fact that, if you're relying on referrals, then that's probably one of the reasons that it's capped you. There's another part of this, like if you've got 200 members, then you've probably done a good job with your marketing at certain parts of the year. But I'm willing to bet that there's times of the year, we could literally talk about February here. That's the first peak of the year. And then probably April is the next real peak heading into the summer campaigns. Now, this is, of course, being generalised among the fitness industry, if we think about it like that. But one of the things we've done with many businesses is just peak the troughs. So they typically say, oh, you know what, like during this time frame, there's not much happening. It's kind of peaked out. We don't really do much marketing. This is especially true in July, right, for example. So if I'm not saying we do big campaigns and spend hundreds of money, I'm just saying if we can peak the trough, right? So in other words, whenever you're in your year in Q1, Q2, Q3, all the quarters, if you can just drive this up to a new baseline of here and here, this here can generate so much more money for your business. Now, it doesn't have to be the same campaigns as February or the same campaigns as the months that has got a peak, but it can be really good reactivation stuff. It can be adding another product line. It can be anything that would just scrape as much out of the year as possible. So that would be a huge thing that we've went into businesses, and before we even changed any ads, we've just peaked troughs at times where there's just always a dip. And as a business owner, we tell ourselves little stories sometimes. We're always like, oh yeah, that's always like that in that month, or I never really push it then, or that happens, or I just do this at that time of the year. No, there could be an opportunity for you just to actually defy that and peak the trough. Next is a big one. Like 200 members is pretty substantial, but like I'd love to ask yourself, you to ask yourself is like, how is your reactivations? Like, what are you doing around reactivations? Quite a lot of time as a business owner, when an old client comes back and they pay a ton of money, or they come back and they're buzzing, and you kind of kick yourself because you're like, I should have had a process in place where we always check up on them. So one of the things I always get my guys to do is like the power of freeze, right? And what the power of freeze essentially is at the end of every month, you have a process where you go out and you message free clients, at least 3 past clients who have left 9 months ago, 6 months ago, and 3 months ago. At least 3 of them. Go out, just check in with them. Hey, how you? Hope you're good. How's things been since you've been flying solo without us? We'd love to hear from you. Number one, it's great to reach out and care about these people. Like at the end of the day, they should be autonomous by now, or they should be doing their thing, and you care. Number two, they might just be like, yeah, actually, I've been meaning to message you. Like I want to get back to it. Or number 3, they're just like, yeah, everything's great. Like what you taught me was amazing. Great. Nice social proof. So you can't lose from doing this, and do it at the end of every month so that you're productive and proactive when it comes to reactivations. Let me look at the question again. 200 members. Why am I still stuck at the same revenue? Probably that's reactivation, peak the troughs, referrals I would think about. And then just think about your acquisition. Like really think about how you're getting the process in. If you've got 200 members, there's a good chance that you're running ads and things and you're doing pretty well with that. So think about how much more just you can squeeze out of your current ad process would be a good one. And then the next thing I would look at is just like your average selling price. So your ASP, which is essentially just your total number of clients divided by your revenue. And what that'll do is it will tell you how much you're making per client. And this is gold because like you can, let's say for example, you're making £169 per client. You need to start to forecast that if you've done a price rise and took, all your clients up to 200, what could that do for your top line? And you might say, oh, but pricing and this and that, I think I'm fairly priced. I'm just speaking to you as the fact that sometimes you have to zoom out and look at the business. But if you've got 200 members who are paying on average 169 and you moved everyone up to 200, you could actually afford a bit of churn if it happened, and then obviously replace those people. And you could end up with 180 members, but you could be earning the same or more. So think about that. Could be another really good way, especially if you're capped and maybe making more money, taking on new people might be a struggle. You can always make more per person. That's just the way a business works. So yeah, that is it.